Hi, my name is Cassie Morozak. This is a video blog for Counseling 501 under impairment and counselor competence. And one of the things that we were asked was to look at our state codes, and I'm under the state of Pennsylvania. And I was looking under the Pennsylvania Licensing Board and ethics violations in 2020 was the year that I looked up. There were 16 ethics violations, and from what I saw, it was a little bit less. My guess is due to the fact that most of us therapists were either under tele or working under limited contact with our clients. So my guess is that's why it was a little bit less. But of the 16, 8 of them were due to counselor impairment due to incapacity, whether it was drug addiction, alcoholism, medication abuse, or illness. So those are the common themes. The other ones were one was confidentiality, one was relationship with a client. One was a real strange one where the therapist had posted a very bizarre video on his Facebook page. So that is something also to think about as therapists. My agency has a signed contract in terms of what we can post on our Facebook and Instagrams and things like that. So obviously that counselor had violated whatever it was for their agency. So, I do want to talk about some personal things in terms of counseling incompetence and impairment. I've been in this field for 25 years. My first 2 years was a social worker. The past 23 has been as a therapist in a relatively large outpatient clinic. And we carry a lot of therapists. I think there's 8 of us right now, and plus we have our drug and alcohol program. And so over the last 5 years, and if you've been in the field long enough, you do see counselors impaired and coming to work impaired. So I'm going to give you 2 different examples of that. One was a therapist that had an unfortunate issue with alcohol, and she very often came to the agency intoxicated and had to be asked to leave. I do know the supervisors. We have a couple supervisors that had interviewed multiple times to try to get her the help she needs. And unfortunately, the last straw is when she came to the office, and at the time, an officer was following her, and she was issued a DUI in our parking lot. So unfortunately, that therapist was let go from our agency, as well as they had their license revoked. And on the complete other end of the spectrum, we had a therapist that was very, very sick. She was undergoing chemo, and very often she would come to the office, obviously very sick, and she would fall asleep in front of the clients, and etc. And our supervisors intervened as well, try to get them as much care as they could, give them time off and stuff. But unfortunately, she felt she needed to come to work due to health, in order to keep her medical for her chemo and so forth. And unfortunately, that therapist, they eventually had to put her on a leave, extended leave. So you're going to see all spectrums of impairment, from counselors crossing the line with the clients, um, uh, clients selling the therapist things, and therapists buying things off of clients. The list goes on and on. And as a therapist, you have to almost monitor the other therapists. Unfortunately, you almost feel like you're the police for them, because if not, our supervisors are there, but they're not really there. The therapists are all pretty tight knit. We know what's going on with each other, and unfortunately, sometimes we do have to notify supervisors of situations that are occurring. So both of those situations are terribly unfortunate, and I still talk to those therapists. I still wonder, I don't have any bad regards to them. They're wonderful people, and